moments of silence. Let me know what your favorite one was while I share with you a very fun fact from behind the scenes that I have not shared with anyone. Gran and the tracksuit guy. Now, if you've watched this episode and you physically could not see, you probably gathered that this is what happened during the scene, but what did this scene look like? What was happening the moment the actors stopped talking? The scene, exterior, Gilmore mansion. It is nighttime. Emily Gilmore's car is parked in the driveway. She is at the rear driver's side door. It is slightly ajar. She is holding 3 bags of groceries and a bouquet of pink flowers. She uses her right foot to close the car door as she starts to walk towards the front door. She passes behind a fountain in the foreground. The fountain is of a Grecian woman with her hair up, wearing a blouse that is off the shoulder and a skirt as she holds a bucket that pours the water from the fountain into a very large shell. There is a circular manicured bush that surrounds the fountain. Behind her are bushes and trees that are lit up with landscape lighting and the white brick of a colonial house. There is a large colonial style gridded window with 4 panes over 4 panes with dark shutters on either side. There's a large triangular exterior sconce that is attached to the brickwork. As she starts to head to the front door, the entryway is flush with the driveway. There is a black and white patterned tile that is on the ground. There are identical potted plants on either side of the entryway, topiaries that are shaped in 3 balls on top of a stick. There's a 6-inch wide black ornate ironwork that goes from the floor to the ceiling on either side of a 4-foot opening. Before you actually enter the house, there is white lattice work with a plant underneath. Above her is a very large glass entry light that hangs from the ceiling. The front door is dark brown wood, and there is a lit up doorbell to the right of the front door. She gets to the front door and fumbles with her packages to open it, but she finally is able to open it. As she enters the house, she has a look of concern on her face because she is finding it very difficult to manage opening the door. As she closes the door with her left hand, we can now finally see what the name of the grocery store was that she shopped at. It says Nature's Foods Market. She is carrying a purse on her left shoulder. She's wearing a tan knit turtleneck, and over that she has a brown cardigan, which you can barely see because she is wearing a gray overcoat, 3/4 length, with black pants and heels. She hears a noise and looks to her left towards the living room. She sees Gran, who has her gray hair up. She is wearing a black, very conservative skirt and jacket with a lace dicky. Gran is embracing an elderly man in a purple tracksuit. Behind Gran and the man in the tracksuit is the fireplace, which is lit with a very romantic fire. On top of the mantle is a bouquet of red flowers. Behind that is the family portrait of Emily, Richard, and young Lorelai. Above their heads is a crystal chandelier, and on the coffee table in front of them is a bouquet of yellow flowers in a crystal round vase. There are couches on either side of them. A crystal lamp is on top of an antique wooden end table. The walls of the house are a creamy antique color, and there's a lot of dark wood accents throughout the house. The camera cuts back to Emily, who is in shock. On either side of the front door are large marble columns, which, fun fact, if you were to touch them, they would fall. They're not real. That happened often. She doesn't know what to do. She starts to tiptoe backwards several steps, and she turns towards the door and starts fumbling to get it open. The angle has now switched to the exterior as we see Emily exiting the house. She makes her way through the door, turns back towards the door to quietly close it. We now see her in utter shock as she mumbles, "You made it to the end. Are you ready for the fun fact?" I have not thought about it in a very long time. As I looked at this image, I was like, who is she kissing? Now, obviously, we know that she is kissing Gran's lover, but who is Marion Ross kissing? Have you ever thought about that? Actors are used to kissing strangers because that is basically their job, to act and pretend like they are passionately in love with someone. But you might not realize about the man that Marion is kissing is that it is her real life partner, Paul Michael. Never married, but they were companions for 23 years until he passed away. Paul Michael was an American actor. He regularly starred in Kojak, Hill Street Blues, Alias, Frasier, Dark Shadows. He was also in a lot of Broadway shows where he played the title role of Zorba in Zorba and the Greek and Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. He passed away on July 8th, 2011. I don't know that Marion Ross's real-life relationship with Paul Michael inspired Gran's affair, because clearly Marion and Paul were in a committed relationship for a very long time that everyone knew about. But this is definitely a fun fact.